Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. It is written by Eric Litwin and the art is by James Dean, who created Pete the Cat. This book is well loved. Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much. He sang this song. 4. He's thinking 4 buttons. Look, it's 8 o'clock. I'll bet you that's in the morning, a.m. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. Did Pete cry? I might have cried, but did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. 3. Pop! Oh no, another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept singing his song. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Oh, he saw an ice cream truck and he got some ice cream. But then pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness no, buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My button, my 1 groovy button. My button, my 1 groovy button. Pop! Oh no! The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? No, It looks like he's having fun at the beach. But his last button came off. 0. 1. Take away 1 is nothing. 0. Nothing left. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? His belly button. He kept on singing his song. It's all good. My button, my button. Still have my belly button. My button, my button. Still have my belly button. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go, but do we cry? Goodness, no. We keep on singing. Buttons come and buttons go. This page is very well loved. I hope you guys liked the book about buttons. I think Pete the Cat is pretty cool myself. Love you, Logie Bear and Rebecca Boo.